In this video, we're going to take you through the process of generating a new digital proposal in under 5 minutes. Now, we're going to go through the process as if we were generating a sales proposal, but the process is identical if we were going to do it for a business listing, a commercial listing, or even a rental listing. Okay, all right, so let's get into it. As you can see here, I've logged into my dashboard. Now from here, all I need to do is go ahead and add a proposal. And we're going to go with a sales proposal, and we're going to search for the address that this is for. Click next. And then we're presented with a few different options. We can start from scratch. We can use one of our existing proposals. We can use our own template, or we can use one of the arrow templates that come with your account. Now, we've already taken one of the arrow templates and made some small changes and saved it as our own template. So we're going to go ahead and click on that option. And we'll go ahead and click on this default template. And now we're in the actual edit proposal form. We can start the process of filling everything out. In here, we can enter in the known owners' names. So we'll just use something generic for now. You'll see that it's automatically selected the agent profiles that we've set up in our template. We can easily change that or add another agent if we're linking up with one of the other agents. We need to put in an estimated price or turn this off if we're going to do that. We're going to put in a value of 1.5 million. Oops. And we're going to leave some of these settings. So we are going to recommend an auction sale method to this particular owner. We're going to leave our standard fixed percentage commission in here. We could easily change that or switch to a custom structure if we want for this particular proposal. We've loaded in our welcome text into the template. We can, of course, go ahead and change that in here, and that'll flow through to the proposal. We're going to turn off the property details because we're not going to show any details about this particular property back to the owner. And then we're going to get into the comparable side of things. So we're going to start choosing some listings. So I'm going to click on Search Price Finder. I've hooked up my account with my Price Finder account prior to making this proposal. And we can, of course, come down the left-hand side and filter down to various different metrics. We're going to leave that as standard and just go ahead and choose some comparable solds from this list. And then we'll close that, and you'll see that they've all been included into the proposal. We can easily drag those around and change the order if we like. We can also make changes to prices, bed, bath, cars. We can add notes to these. We can change the image that's displayed. All sorts of things can be done there. We can also import our own listings into the comparable area, or we can create them manually if, for whatever reason, the listing you're after isn't available in either your database or the Price Finder database. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to search for some available listings. So again, we're just going to go ahead and click some of the ones that have come up automatically. But you could, of course, narrow this down with some filters down the left-hand side, and that'll reduce this list that is shown to you. Down to feature listings. Now we could set up some new feature listings if we want. We've actually set up some feature listings or case studies beforehand, which is what's going to happen in most cases. So we're going to run with these two on here. I'll show you how they look when we generate this proposal. And then we get down to the marketing quote. We're going to load in our standard marketing quote package, which is just called the standard package. And you can see this has got a whole bunch of different options in it. We've got a digital section, a print and photo section, and then a range of different items in here. We can delete these, add new ones. If we don't want to put the social media boost in, we just turn that off, and that's going to be gone for this particular proposal. Coming down to the optional marketing section, if we wanted to give the owner some optional marketing items that they could turn on or off, we would turn that on and then select the items. We're going to leave that off for this example. And then we get to the marketing calendar. We're going to use one of our saved calendars. So I'm going to use our 4-week auction campaign, and we're going to start this 1 week in the future. So the following Monday. So we'll click on that, click use this calendar. And you'll see that that's going to load in all of the events that we'd laid out in that standard campaign. We can easily drag these around and make changes to this if we want from here. Super simple. We can add in more events, We can add colors to these events and lay out that campaign in whatever way we want for this particular proposal. And then we've got a few optional things down the bottom here. We've got our marketing strategy, documents, and next steps. So marketing strategy is just if we want to type out some really bespoke content for this particular owner. Documents is if we want to upload some supporting documents. You may have an in-depth analysis of the market for that owner or a more comprehensive CMA that you want to provide. That's where you would upload that. Next steps is if you want to type out what's going to happen next in your proposal. Maybe after they click approve, what is the team going to do? Obviously going to send them some form of agreement. You'd be able to describe that in there. And then down the bottom, we've got our expiry date and password. We're going to leave both of those off. And then what we would do from here is we're just going to save it, and we'll go ahead and we're going to preview this proposal just to have a quick look through what we've created to make sure that we're happy with everything. You can see everything's been loaded in here, our team profiles, got all our standard information, and then we've got all the comparables that we chose, our feature listings, our method of sale, our marketing quote, the timeline or the calendar that we selected, and then we've got that price estimate and our selling fee down the bottom, followed by the accept button. From here, we've got a bunch of different options. We can make some changes to the actual layout or template that we're using. We can come back to the proposal and we can make further changes to the options or the items that we've put in here. And if once we're done, all we do is we click on this status button, change it to live, click save, and that is going to generate our unique URL ready for us to copy and send out to the vendor for them to have a look at. As is with all proposals out of our system, from there you'll get notified if they open it, and you'll also be able to view a report on how many times they've opened it from there. Hopefully that gives you a good idea on how quickly you can generate a proposal in our platform. By all means, if you've got any questions, please feel free to reach out to our support team. Thanks.